At Giant Pharmacies, we have a staff of dedicated pharmacists to help with all of your prescription needs. You can save an average of 50% having your prescription filled with a generic drug. We test most generic prescription drugs in our quality assurance laboratory to assure you of the same quality found in name brand drugs.
This is for high blood pressure. Make sure you take it exactly as directed on the label.
Thanks.
When it comes to your health, we care.
Giant Pharmacies, dedicated to better health. Remember homemade ice cream? It tasted the best because you made it yourself and added your own fresh ingredients. That's how we make our ice cream at Giant. In our own modern ice cream plant, we take extra care every step of the way, so only the finest ingredients go into Giant and Kiss ice cream and Giant ice milk and sherbet.
We make it ourselves to bring you old-fashioned goodness every time.
Quality you can count on, value you can trust. From Giant, the people who care.
Our regular Doc Severinsen back there behind me with the third group. Welcome back. Now I introduce the faculty advisors, the coaches for the teams, and we also give you the score. The team from the Key School in Annapolis has a score of 90. We welcome their faculty advisor today, who's here for Mr. Ray Haas. Here's Mr. Walter Voigt. Thank you very much, Mr. Voigt, for being with us. The team from Wilde Lake in Columbia has second place right now. They have 140. Their faculty advisor, Ms. Jerry Willis. Welcome again, Ms. Willis. The team from Andover in Linthicum has the lead. Now they have 200. Their faculty advisor, Ms. Kathy Bishop. Thank you, Ms. Bishop, for being here. All right, we're moving along into the next round, and in this round, each question answered correctly, again, worth 20. However, 20 points deducted for a wrong answer, and 10 now for a past question. At the end of the round, the past questions are available to the other teams for possible points. See the lights below the team's name and above the students' heads? Well, if they're on in a row like that, that'll show 10 questions in a row answered correctly. 25 points extra for that. The Key School is up, so Wilde Lake selects. Stephen, which of these?
Number 3.
Number 3. Let's see what it does now for Ed, Julia, and Laura. At the famous tea party in Alice in Wonderland, the March Hare rented and the Mad Hatter spread butter on his watch. What animal curled up in the teapot and fell asleep? Who was that?
Pass. Pass.
10 down on that one. Now, sculptors might discuss Brancusi, but collectors of what type of musical instrument talk about Amati, Guarneri, and Stradivari?
Violin.
Violin.
That's right. Nellie Bly was a newspaper woman who gained fame by taking in 72 days what same trip that it took the fictional Phileas Fogg 80 days to accomplish.
Around the world.
Around the world is right. Now, on the monitor, in the expression, evaluate for C equals 3 and D equals 4. You have it?
21.
No, 75 is the answer, so 20 down. A painting of the sea battle of Salamis would show ancient Greeks sinking the fleet of what empire ruled by Xerxes?
Persia.
Persia, yes. Choice physicists in the 19th century postulated a luminiferous medium through which light waves propagate in free space. What was this medium called? Phlogiston, ether, caloric?
Pass.
10 down there. Now, listen to the music, please. Here it comes. This patriotic march was banned by the Nazis in 1938 after the Anschluss, the action by which Germany took over what neighboring country that was Hitler's birthplace?
Austria.
That's right. A square has a diagonal of length 2 times the square root. Not enough there. We have a couple of lights up. The light I see first is Andover. Your answer?
Dormouse.
Dormouse for the Alice in Wonderland. And Wilde Lake? Ether, of course, for the other answer. That's good. So Key School has 130 after its part of the round. 130. And now, it is the turn for Wilde Lake in Columbia. So Andover select. Mike, which of these?
Number 1.
All right, let's see how Kamala, Stephen, and John in Columbia do now. The Venus de Milo once had great bone structure, but today she has neither ulna or radius because she lacks what limbs of her body?
Arms.
That's right. In the title of his poem, Beat, Beat Drums, Walt Whitman twice uses what punctuation mark that also gives double emphasis to his title, Oh, Captain, My Captain?
Apostrophe.
Exclamation
Answer
mark.
for the captain?
Exclamation.
That's right. Now, a sailor might have a rocky voyage going from Spain to Morocco. Through what strait, itself named for a rocky promontory?
Gibraltar.
Louder?
Gibraltar.
That's right. Now, on the monitor, perform the multiplication indicated. Give me the answer.
3.
That's right, man, amazing. Now, choice, if your local Army commander quartered soldiers in your home, would you be able to claim protection under the 3rd, 5th, or 19th Amendment?
3rd.
3rd is right. Choice, as a gas at constant volume is heated, the average kinetic energy of its molecules increases, decreases, stays the same.
Increases.
Increases, right. Listen to the music, please. Here it is. Well, the so-called bogus fraternity march was written by Charles Ives when he was at Yale. Its title includes the name of what last letter of the Greek alphabet?
Omega.
That's right. If an angle has a cosine of 0 and a negative sign, what is the sign of the angle?
-1.
That's right, exactly right. What modern American playwright contemplated his own unhappy family life in A Long Day's Journey into the Night? Eugene O'Neill. That's right. So, real move there, about 9 out of 10. So Wilde Lake 340 after this part of it. 340. Very nice. The turn for Andover and Linthicum. So, Julia, the key school select. Which of these?
2.
All right. Is 2 still there? It is. All right. Where am I? This is Baltimore, remember. Here we go. Now, to many people, a buck is a dollar bill. But in the novel Call of the Wild, buck is what sort of animal? Often described as man's best friend. Say it again.
A deer.
No, he's a dog. I'm sorry, 20 down. The imaginary line about which the Earth rotates shares what same name with the World War II alliance of Germany, Italy, and Japan?
Axis.
Axis. When he signed his name, what vice president of Thomas Jefferson's did so with double A's at the beginning of his first name, double R's at the end of his second?
Aaron Burr.
That's right, Aaron Burr. On the monitor, what are the factors of the trinomial on the monitor? What do you say?
Pat.
Are you passing? What are you saying?
6 and 4. 6 and 4.
Do I need more than that? Don't I? I need M plus 4, M minus 6. I'm sorry, so 20 down. Samuel Johnson had his Boswell, but what was the name of Don Quixote's humorous companion?
Pass.
Art 10 down. Choice, the work required to remove a given electron from its atomic orbit and place it at rest at an infinite distance is called dissociation constant, isomerism, or ionization energy.
Ionization energy.
That's right. Listen to the music, please. This is My Mother Bids Me Bind My Hair, a song by what Austrian composer whose nickname was Papa? Who was that?
Pass.
Art 10 down, don't bring back the sound questions. That was Haydn. An auditorium contains 350 students. If 60% of them are girls, how many boys? There's more to that. You don't have to answer unless you wish to. Do you wish it? You're giving it up? All right. 140 is the answer there. And over 220. And we do have one past question. Light on Wilde Lake, your answer?
Sancho.
Sancho Panza, of course, for Don Quixote's buddy. The end of round number 3. All done. All right, let's take a look at the scores now before we go into the grab bag free-for-all. The team from the Key School in Annapolis has 130. Wilde Lake in Columbia, the lead now, 360. Andover in Linthicum, 220, and second right now. All right. Grab bag free-for-all time here in 1984. Let's get to our first question. 20 up for a right answer, 20 off for a wrong answer. When writing a limerick, even the most ambitious poet must confine himself to how many lines of verse?
5.
Wilde Lake 5 is right. Should you end your tour of London in the city's East End, you'd hear spoken what dialect? All right, Andover.
Cockney.
That's right. Puccini pinned down the loyalty of lepidopterists. All right,
Butterflies.
Wilde Lake again?
Butterflies.
That's right, Madam Butterfly. Choice. All food chains can be traced back to bacteria, a green plant, or a fungus. What's that? Our Andover?
A green plant.
That's right. Recently completing a mission aboard the U.S. Space Shuttle was what first astronaut from Western Europe, a German...
Ulf Gemstra.
No, I'm sorry, Ulf Merbold.
Merbold.
I'm sorry, 20 down. Though West Virginia is nicknamed the Mountain State, what western state on the Canadian border has postal initials that signify a mountain? Who has that? Andover?
Montana.
Montana, empty. The main concern of Hans Brinker was a pair of silver skates. But a Hans Christian Andersen heroine was intrigued by a pair of shoes. Andover. Say it again.
Wooden.
Red shoes. I'm sorry, 20 down. If sine 2x equals 1, what is the smallest...
45.
That's right. Smallest positive value is correct. As part of the ransom for raising the siege of Rome in 408, Alaric demanded what spice whose varieties today include red, black, and cayenne, Wilde Lake.
Pepper.
Pepper, yes. Japan is famous as the land of the rising sun. But Norway is known as the land of another type of sun, referring to a late hour Andover.
Setting.
Midnight sun, Lionel Hampton. Here, a worker who is promoted to 20 down there. Worker who is promoted to journeyman has taken a step up from what craft rank Andover?
Apprentice?
That's right. Poison ivy is rarely a killer, but in the time of Socrates, what poison plant?
Hemlock.
Hemlock, of course, Wiley. Novelist Samuel Butler once observed that America is not the place to be what type of person who possesses an extremely high IQ. Who is that, Wiley?
Genius.
Genius, yes. Choice heavy water is so called because it contains what?
Deuterium.
Deuterium is right, Wiley. Now, evidence that man lived in Africa more than 2 million years ago has been found at Olduvai Gorge in what modern nation formed from Zanzibar and Tanganyika. Anybody know that, Wiley?
Tanzania.
It's called Tanzania, but that's right, absolutely right. Tourists in Rome seldom miss what subterranean cemeteries were, all right, Andover.
The crypts.
No, the catacombs, specifically catacomb 20 down, and that's the end of the game. It's all over.
When you put on our pants, you'll be wearing a smile. The prices are dynamite. The clothes feel better at the Pants Corral, and the savings fit just right. When you slip on our shirts, you'll be dressing in style. The prices are a delight. The clothes feel better at the Pants Corral, and the savings fit just right. The clothes feel better at the Pants Corral, and the savings fit just right. Just right.
All right, thank you very much, everybody, as we roar into 84. Here's the result of our first program of the new year. Thanks very much to the young people from the Key School in Annapolis. They put up 130 points, and here's a scholarship for $150 presented by Tammy Grimes. That's right, yes, Tammy, courtesy clerk at the Giant Food and Pharmacy in the Laurel Shopping Center in Laurel, Maryland. Thank you, Ed, Julia, and Laura. Best of everything at 84. Excellent team from Andover in Linthicum has a score of 240, another scholarship for $150. That's Terry Huber from the Giant and the Glen Burnie Shopping Center, Glen Burnie, Maryland, making the award. Hey, best of everything at 84, Doug, Mike, and Brian. And here's our winning team and winning score in Columbia, Maryland, 500 points. Wilde Lake High School is the winner today. And the Giant scholarship for $200 is presented by Jerry Brash from the Giant and the Wilde Lake Village Shopping Center in Columbia. So it means our winning team, Wilde Lake, Kamala, Stephen, and John, will be with us again in 1984 as they face two other first-round winners in a playoff match a little later on in the season. Next week, we'll be meeting Calvert, Hall, Meade, and Centennial on the show. I'm Mac McGarry. Once again, I'll say Happy New Year. Thanks very much for being with us. And now, come on up here. So long, everybody.
It's Academic has been brought to you by Giant Food. Giant, quality you can count on, value you can trust from the people who care. And by the Pants Corral for all your fashion needs, featuring Levi's for guys, gals, and kids.